Okay, we're going to continue from where we left off. So in the last video, I created these 5 shapes. So I went ahead and watched some more chapters, and I noticed there are 2 different ways you can create these shapes. Okay, one is using the vector editing and pen tool. So let's copy and try to do this. So let me select the shape and I'm gonna copy this. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. So let me just create that's a square and drag it like this. All right, so let's go to vector editing mode. Illustrator also has this. So you go to the vector editing mode. So this is when you double click on a shape, you go to vector editing mode or something. So when you hover over the shape, you get these lines. So that's how we know you're in editing mode. So in this mode, notice that whenever I like hover over some point, the icon gets changed into plus. So I can add up anchor point and I can drag it. So we got options for anchor points here. Some more anchor points. So we can add. So this is the position of the anchor point. So let's go to set the anchor point, and I'm trying to lower it. So this is the one that lowers it. So plus value lowers it, and negative value plus value like makes the anchor point come down. Negative values brings the values up. I'm gonna put it into like maybe 25. 25 is a lot, so I'm gonna put it like 20, and then I'm gonna also so this value up value, right? I'm gonna change it to 25. So what value for this one I set? I set it to 20, and I'm gonna set this to 20 as well. Wait a minute. That's not right. So this is set to 20. This is set to 25. Okay, I think we need to set it to negative 20. Nope. So it makes it okay. I'm gonna set it to the way they were. Let me just set it. Okay. X value is 23, and this is 9. So I need to set it to something like 9 plus let's say plus 15. Wait a minute. 9 plus 10 maybe. Okay. we're gonna subtract value from here. Okay, there we go. So now they have the same distance. I added plus, I added negative. So basically you can drag around the anchor point to create shapes like this. I can drag around to create shapes. I can add an anchor point. And then escape it and then select it. And after that we can just round it. So in the appearance panel, drag. Yep. Just like that, we were able to recreate that. Also, let's just experiment a little bit. I was not able to add anchor point anywhere. So let's say, so I'm gonna just escape. I'm gonna go to the isolation mode in Illustrator. This is vector editing mode. I don't know what, it doesn't matter. So we go to the editing mode where we can add anchor points. So by default, we can add anchor points where it shows. So in the center of the side, I believe if we select the pen tool, and we can just add anchor point anywhere. And then select the selection tool. Okay, great. So grab the pen tool, add the anchor point, and grab the move tool and move the anchor point to create shapes. Okay, and then you can use the pen tool to create the shapes itself. So I'm going to use my Illustrator knowledge to sort of create these shapes using the pen tool. So let's start here and drag it like this, and yep, I'm not really good with the pen tool, but pen tool is pretty hard. So you can use a pen tool to create the shape. Okay, so there are websites, I believe you can use to practice, or you can use some sort of like a cheat sheet or something to trace over the shapes. So let's try creating this shape. So there's actually Figma also comes with a a native support where you can sort of like create various shapes with circle. So let's select a circle and let's drag around it. And so we saw there was a point, and we can grab it to move around these starting and ending points. So I'm gonna try to create this shape. So that just goes to the I don't understand why I can't just why can't I just like okay, that was pretty hard. Okay, seems good, but notice that the bounding box takes the full size of the circle, but yeah, we need to flatten it so the bounding box only like hugs the shape. Again, just right click on it and you get the option to flatten it, I believe. Say flatten. Okay, now the bounding box just looks like that. We can also select this object and flatten it as well. Yep, flattening doesn't seem to work for this. So let's see. Doesn't seem to work. I'm gonna just grab this real quick and delete it. Try to select everything. All right, so we have the same shapes. Yeah, let's go. I need to copy this frame. So let's set the frame. Let's say this as, let's just call this circle cutout, and go to the frame and set it to 48 by 48, and then move this. So why can't I move it? So what is going on here? Fixed height. All right, so all we needed to do was center it. All right, let's just give everything a new name. So in the course they call this inchworm. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna call this nut. Let's call this flower. Let's call this tie. So I'm gonna select all the auto layouts and change the fill to nothing. So how do I change it? Okay, I just remove it. Great. Now let's select everything. So this is just frame. These are auto layout. So I'm gonna just quickly convert them to auto layout. And so this just created them as a single auto layout. So that's not what I want. So I just need to individually convert them into auto layout. It doesn't matter, I guess. So what we need to do is just create component out of them. So create multiple components. And then we just move to page, new components. So let's see. I'm gonna change this real quick to some little low opacity. So there we go. We got our stuff. All right, next we're gonna create this component. So we got some text and the icons we created. So let's just, so in the video, like whenever there's some sort of like text and some like icon, they sort of like create a basic sort of like template. So for example, this they just call it skill name or something, and then put some temporary icon, creates and duplicate it. So we're gonna do just like that. So first we need to put some text. So let's just call this skill name. I'm gonna stick with the enter and select bold and change it to 48. So we need to select the text, select bold, change it to 48. So it's pretty big. It's gonna stand out in our portfolio website. So next we're gonna put the components we created, right? So in the new components, I'm gonna select components I created. So first I'm gonna select the inchworm and put it like this and drag it. So first thing they do is in the line height they set it to auto. Great, it's already like that, and center it. So that's great. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna do this and until we run out of so I needed to copy like this. So there's one more thing. Instead of selecting the assets from here, right, you can sort of like select this one and select the asset component instance and choose from here in the properties panel. Click on the component name and choose something. So I'm gonna select a nut. I'm gonna copy again, select the component, and let's see. I'll select a tie. Flower. And then lastly, circle cutout. All right, so we just need to wrap this in auto layout. So let's do that. So when we do that, it kind of like created this weird, I don't know why it did it like this. Do I need to group this? All right, all we need to do is just wrap everything. So I've selected everything and all I need to do is wrap it in auto layout. But they are, so let's go to our the thingy, so the frame. So let's notice it. So it's a auto layout, but so the direction is grid beta. that's not that's not what we want. So the horizontal is like this, the vertical is like that. So what is this? So this is what we want. We want to select a wrap instead of that. So we're gonna change the gap to 8, and yep, we're gonna center it, and we're gonna set the max width to just like how we did. We're gonna set it to 1000, and then maybe we're gonna set this to fill container. Where is it? So it does not have that. So let's say hug content. So it is pretty responsive. It's already responsive. So we're gonna just leave it like that. So before, let's select it, and okay, let me make it big, and I'm gonna call this content, and then wrap another auto layout on top of this one and give it some padding. So the padding will be, I'm gonna center everything, and for the vertical padding we're gonna use 24. For the vertical, this is vertical, I'm gonna use 80, so it's gonna have like big gap. Let's select the, okay, wait a minute, let's try to resize it to see if everything is works as expected. Okay, great. It has 80, 20. All right, so I'm going to select this content. So what I want to do is just change the this icon color to black. So there's a really neat quick way to change everything. So all you need to do is just select, you need to make selected. So when you have selected everything, you get the option selection color, and here you can just change the selected colors. So we got a gray color, and I can just call it black, and there we go. And we can change the components color without really expecting the original component. We are allowed to make changes to the instances components. All right, I'm gonna call this skill list, and there we go. All we need to do is just make a component and then just move to page, new components. Wait a minute, did we need to add the background? I think we need to add the background, I think. All right, we are pretty much done with creating our portfolio website design. We need to organize our components. So so this is where I keep all the components, right, in new components page. Where is it? It's really hard to see where everything is. So we're gonna organize our components into sections. So the first section we can create is you can like group uh, components in however you feel like. You can like think of logical groups, right? For example, these are icons, so you can group all the icons in a icons um, section. So I'm gonna just select them and then group so mm, group selection. No, we need to wrap in new selection. So I'm gonna call this shapes, and then this one's we need to group this as well. So navigation. So where's the group section? I don't see the option for to set it to section. So we got group selection, frame selection, users mask. So let's see. I'm just gonna press Shift A and drag it to create it. I'm gonna call this navigation as well, and then I'm gonna drag it again to create this section. So I'm gonna call this footer. So these are like main ones, and then we got here we got our name, and so this is our sort of like intro. I want to just drag it across there. Section title, I don't. All right, I'm gonna also drag this. We don't need it. I don't want to group it here. So quotes, I don't want it here. Header, title. So what is this? It looks like this is just some card component. All right, we can do one more section. So we got our name and then this components, right? So we can group them like a section. We can call this hero because in web development world they called I don't know, there's a section for hero. So I guess that's something that grabs your attention at the top or something, top of the website. I don't know. So we got a hero and we got some miscellaneous stuff. So grab them. Let's see. We got footer, we got shapes. So we got skills. These are like miscellaneous. So I'm gonna just grab the skill in here. Quickly move it like. I'm trying to organize stuff, right? So we got skills, all of this. So I'm gonna just make a section out of this. Okay. I don't know what to call this one, so I'll just call this content or something. And then you can you select the content and press enter to select individual thingies, and then go to more and tidy up and align everything and change the gap, lower it, and then you can probably like so what is this one? What is this one? It's just like big card component. Yeah, we can just drag it. Can drag it like that and make it small. So where's this content, and I make it small. Also this, it's okay, I guess. Then we got shapes. Let's grab it and put it like here. Navigation, footer, align it, and let's we're just organizing stuff. We're not doing anything, right? So when you put stuff in a section, I believe technically, well, everything should be like, where is it? So subfolders, yeah. Now in the assets panel, you can like locate contents. It arranges the stuff components in a folder now. If you choose create it in this file, so subfolders or something. All right, now we can easily grab stuff from our components file, project, page, and let's go. We have everything to create our website. So let's go to design, and the first thing I'm going to do is set the opacity a little bit low. We can see we need to create so let's grab the hero. So I'm going to grab the landing page. All right, I'm gonna grab the screenshot of the page we are supposed to create. All right, so this is the website we are supposed to create. Let's try if we can zoom it. So where's the hand tool? Whoa. For some reason, I can't use the hand tool, bro. So anyway, we got our what is this, about page or something? So we got some information, and we got a title, and we got a card. So and then we got okay, on top we got a navigation, and we got footer, some skill. So we got skills, footer, and navigation, and we got hero section, and then we got miscellaneous thingies. So first we're gonna put the navigation and footer and the hero. So let's go. So we got I need navigation. So navigation, I'm gonna grab the navigation, and then I need footer. Okay, let's wrap this in a frame. So for the frame, I'm gonna give the width 1440. All right, so there's one thing we need to change, right? So we're gonna make everything every frame in our components so that they don't have any like fill color. So I'm gonna remove the fill color real quick. Also, what is it? I'm gonna set the frames fill color to something like this. So this is that's just image, so we're good to go. So maybe like select everything, select content, select everything, and remove the fill. Also select the content itself. And so what is this? It's a content. Change the fill to, okay, great. We're gonna do the same thing here. Select the frame and remove the fill. Select the navigation, that just removes section fill. All right, I'm just gonna leave this one. Where is it? I'm gonna remove the fill for the section, but I'm gonna leave the fill for the navigation and footer. Well, because when we scroll, we don't want that to be, I don't know, we're just gonna leave the navigation fill to like this. We can change it to something warm. I'm gonna just grab the color, set it like this. Okay, great. Let's go to our design, and yep, we can just grab it, and okay, I'm gonna put it like this. And okay, frame. We need to make the first change we need to make is make it hug the content. So okay, we need to make this auto layout first. Okay, all right, so it's hugging. And the gap, we don't want any gap because we got already padding and stuff set. So set it to 0. Okay, what is this? That was not a gap. Vertical padding. Yep, we're gonna change the padding to like this. All right. So these two, well, like ideally when we change the size of the frame, it should respond. The only thing that's currently responding is the this thingy. So we're gonna make this, all of this respond in a bit. So what do we need to put the section heading and card and this. All right, let's put everything one by one. So we need the heading block. With that selected, I can use the keyboard to appear at top. And then we need card. Let's grab another card. So these are somehow ended up outside the thingy. So I'm just gonna grab it and put it like this. Also go to frame and hug contents and footer. Yep. We need the skill. New components. Where's our skill? Probably is it here? Okay, skill. All right, now we got everything. Let's just add one more card component for good measure. All right, so the thing is select that thingy, and when we sort of like resize it, it's weird, it's not responding. So what we got to do is just select everything and make it so set set the fill container. So I'm gonna press enter, and it will select everything, and we're gonna set it to fill container. Great. Now if we do this, great, everything is working as expected. All right, what is this? So this is a padding. For some reason we got some padding here. We got a horizontal. What is this? Let's go in the gap, maybe center everything. What is this? Appearance count. All right, let's try creating this one. I mean, this is a really boring process. I mean, most of the stuff we need to do, we already done. All we now need to do is just grab the content and just place it. So now everything is pretty much easy. All right, let's grab the navigation, and then we need a hero, where title. What we need next? We got some text blocks, some sort of like what is this? We don't have the component for this. I'm just gonna put like a text block in there. So I'm gonna go to content and then paragraph block. Yep, I'm gonna put a paragraph block, and then I need a heading block, and a paragraph, and image block, and paragraph. I want to just duplicate these two. And finally, we need skill and footer. So where's the skills? Yeah, maybe in the content, skill. And the footer. Just grab everything and create an auto layout. So what we want to do is just select this one vertical. We're gonna make the, what is this gap? Is this a vertical gap or something? We're gonna leave the gap 0, and the frame, we're gonna change the width to 1440. We're gonna center everything. We're gonna select hug content, and then we're gonna select the the frame and select everything, and what we fill container. So this one does not have the so the thing about the reason we didn't set the components fill is that we can like change, we can make changes here and it will automatically you know, sort of changes. So like, so we can, okay, let's go here and select the fill. All right, let's see if this one's responding. Okay, all right, so the text is not responsive. It should, yep. So our design is supposed to be assumes we got minimum. No, our design should work, right? The maximum width is 1000, but minimum should be, we haven't set anything minimum. So technically there's something wrong with this. So let's go to the instance. So let's go to the main content and let's see what's wrong with this. The text. So it's fixed. We don't want that. So we need to set to max width. So the max width is 1000, and yep, we can make the text need to fill. So return to instance. All right, so the text sort of breaks up in some width. Also, the navigation is not centered. So let's try to fix them. You can just go to the main component by right clicking it and then like going here. So this is our main component, navigation, the content, and nameless. I don't know what we can do to fix this. So there's this, the bounding box is wrong. So we can't do anything. So what is this shit? So there's really nothing we can do for this. What just happened? So when we shrink it, this there's a gap here. That's the gap that's shrinking, and this never gets shrunk. Also, I noticed that these are not really like they should be shrinking. So there's something wrong with this. So let's see. Let's go to main component and try to do this. All right. So so we got content, and we need to set it to, we set it to fill container. So let's select them, all of them, and set it to fill container. We got extra menu, case studies, links. We got button. We have set it to fill container. We set it to what is this extra menu? This extra menu is like it doesn't have any doesn't have space. It does not have space, and this button is overflowing. So what do we do? So we can just set it to fill container. Can we? So we can just set it to fill container. So we got content that it's not filling the entire content. So we set it to fill container, but it is not filling in the entire content. So the navigation. We need to set the max width. I don't know, I'm gonna try to fix this. All right, I noticed the problem. The reason is we got too much padding. As the padding is supposed to be like 24, and we are not supposed to have any vertical padding. Also, we need to make it so that it is, yep, 80, right. So everything's good. Let's go to the footer and see if, yeah, for some reason, I don't know why we did that. So it's centered, it's good. All right, so let's get back to the designs. Great, where is it? The frame, let's select the frame and still, let's see. Does it, I feel like it still has that gap. So I'm gonna go here and then, so reset instance. Wait a minute, what is wrong with this? Okay, we got the padding correct. Okay, that is working. So let's select the frame and, okay. So where is it? We kind of run into problem when we go under like 700. So the gap, yeah, we can shrink more gap. So let's see. Go to main component and yep, we we can sort of like change, right, the content, the gap, where is it? So we got the content and we got the vertical gap. Set up this, let's set it to, so what is this? We got a gap set to auto. So it's technically like why it should be like, so we got, wait a minute, this is taking the full width. That is not cool, bro. The content and go to the navigation and we got two. There is something wrong with it, bro. The gap, we set it to auto. We got name, we got case studies, we got extra content. So there's only 2 children inside of it. So if we set the gap to auto, it should technically push the content to the end, but it is not doing that. Why? Like it is not doing that. It should like, technically if we set it to auto, it should be doing that, but it's not doing that. Why? So we set it to fill. Maybe, what is this? Maybe we shouldn't set it to fill. Her content. I'll try to fix it. All right, I just noticed that I set both of them to fill when I was trying to figure out. So now everything's working good. So we got a footer. I think the same thing is true for this one. So we can see, yeah, but this one's good. Yep, everything's good. Okay, let's go to the main component and see what is going on here. So I'm gonna shrink it really like this, and where's it? I'm gonna go to the text and let's play around with the line height. Yep, and that seems to do it. All right, let's see what is wrong with this one. What is going on here? So we have set it to, what is going on? It's not filling. So let's see, let's go. It's supposed to fill, but why can't we drag it? Oh, we might have set the component, where is it? The navigation. So let's see, there's gotta be like, let me drag it. Okay, that's the section. So navigation. So we got fixed width. No, that's a max width. I think, yep. The content is maybe fixed width. So we can just, what we want is that the content should be fixed, but the width, the container should be like, it should expand. So we're gonna set the container, we're gonna set it to fill, but we also set the max width. For this, we will, we're gonna remove max. Okay. Great. Return to instance. So there's a lot of back and forth. Seeing how everything works. Also, I noticed that these images take a lot of spaces when we make it really small. So the images never like shrink. So the only ones that is shrinking is these texts. So let's go to the component. Let's go to the main component and go to the card. In the card, we got rectangle. So we set it to fill. It's not like fixed width. So we can't just set it to fill container, can we? So maybe we can just set it to fill container, and then we can set a gap. So I'm gonna set a gap, fill container, and then set a gap. Okay, the card, it will hug the content. The topmost will hug the content. It will have like max. So it will have max like this, but when you do that, it will shrink this. We will shrink and go to that and then select this. This is much better, but ideally what we want is when we shrink more than this, we want the rectangle to appear on top and the text to appear at the bottom. We don't know how to do that in Figma, so we're not gonna worry about that. I'm pretty happy with what we got here. This is pretty responsive. I'm gonna end this video here. So what's left is basically we got the template set up. All we need to do is change the text. So these are just what like boilerplate text or something. All right, I'm gonna end this. We can just use ChatGPT to fill up this section. In the next video, I'm gonna fill up this whole section. That's it.